Is Jake Paul hurting boxing or is boxing hurting itself? Let's get into it.
As of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's gonna be bad. YouTubers and keep putting them in there, putting them in there with MMA guys.
Yes.
That's kind of over the hill. He's gonna continue to shine. So
What's good, y'all? Prince Sports. Drink the coffee, make you feel better. Now, I have to call myself out. Now, you may have heard I said I would never support a Jake Paul fight. And by those words, I don't support Jake Paul's fights. I have not bought a Jake Paul fight. All right, this was on Netflix, and millions of us have Netflix. I don't have Netflix for Jake Paul. Okay, so let's get that out the way. And I watched it because it was on a streaming service that I happen to be a member of. So why not watch it? Just sports just to kill the day. But nevertheless, you always hear me talk about how of a mockery Jake Paul is to boxing. He don't box real boxers, right? He does this, that, and the third. And he got me. That's why I'm calling myself out. I still gave him my time. I still went and watched the Jake Paul fight. Something that I don't do. So he got me. He got all of you. Half the whole sports community was watching over the hill Mike Tyson fight Jake Paul. That generated more views and money than actual big boxing fights. Let that sink in. So that lays me the question, is Jake Paul good for boxing, or is he hurting boxing? Or is boxing just hurting itself as a whole? And I started to think about this. If a fight like Terrence Crawford versus Canelo was to take place, that wouldn't draw as much attention as Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Let that sink in. Celebrity boxing is more famous than regular boxing to the enthusiast, to guys that really love sports, that actually want to see an actual professional boxing match. We don't even get to see that no more. For all the days that you used to complain about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, at least they fought real boxers during their prime. At least they kept the sport of boxing alive. This is bad. Jake Paul even said Canelo needs him. He's the bigger draw. See how bad that is? A professional boxer, a guy who would knock Jake Paul out in Canelo, don't even stand Jake Paul don't even stand a chance against Canelo. Canelo's in his prime. He's not going to face Canelo. Let's just get that. All right. But for him to say that Canelo needs him, that's bad for boxing. I think boxing fucked up by not promoting the fighters, by not promoting the sport well. Why can't you go to these outlets like Netflix and give these fights quote unquote for free? It's not free, people are still paying for it, but at least people get to watch it and it get to be in front of millions of people who have Netflix. You know how many people in America alone have Netflix? It's not even counting foreign countries. Netflix is huge. It's a big outlet for people who watch these things, right? Watch television, entertainment. Boxing shot itself in the foot. And you got nobody to blame but yourself because you got a YouTube star that's a bigger name in the sport of boxing than actual professional boxers. And he's always going to do you a disservice by facing guys that's over the hill, other YouTube stars, maybe a basketball player, maybe a former UFC fighter, and all these other nonsense things. That's what you're going to get from a Jake Paul fight. And he got me. A guy that, this is Prince Sports. I take pride, okay? Not filling myself up, but I take pride in being a hardcore sports fan. I've been around this thing since the 80s. This is not like something new for me. It's something I have a lot of passion for. And for a guy like Jake Paul to will me in on a fight says a lot. I don't know who to blame, myself or him, because he's laughing all the way to the bank with millions of dollars. I guess I look like the fool then. I don't know. I don't get it. But nevertheless, he did it, man. He practically is the face of boxing. Man, that hurts me to say. Wow. Wow. Sports out. Peace.